Chosen one, stop scrolling immediately. I am not asking for your time. I am warning you. Do not dare swipe away from this message right now. What I am about to expose was sealed in the courts of heaven until this exact second. You are standing at the most critical financial intersection of your life, and the enemy knows it. Every single trap set against your family this week was designed to keep you distracted from the blessing God is releasing over you today. You did not find this video by chance. The algorithm did not bring you here. Heaven intercepted your feed today because your prayers for financial deliverance have reached the throne room. A billionaire's blessing is being dispatched to those who carry the mantle of a kingdom wealth steward. But if you walk away now, you risk stepping back onto the battlefield without your armor. Stay with me until the very last second, because your breakthrough depends on your obedience right now. Let me speak directly to what you have been carrying in secret. Every night when you sit in the quiet, a heavy tightness grips your chest. You look at your bank account and feel a profound sense of exhaustion. You work hard, you give to others, you sacrifice your own needs to help everyone around you. And yet every time a financial breakthrough seems close, an unexpected emergency appears out of nowhere to drain every single dollar you saved. You have wondered if you are cursed. You have questioned your own worth. You thought maybe you lacked discipline or that God was punishing you. But I am here to reframe your reality today. You are not failing. You are not lazy. That financial wall you keep hitting is not proof of your weakness, but it is proof of the intense spiritual warfare surrounding your assignment. The enemy is fighting your finances because he fears the power you will carry when you are free. You were never meant to live in perpetual survival mode. You carry the DNA of a generational cycle breaker. You are the one chosen to end the cycle of poverty in your family lineage forever. But the enemy has spent years trying to convince you that poverty is humility. He wants you broke so you cannot fund the kingdom. He wants you stressed so you cannot hear the quiet voice of divine direction leading you to abundance. Think back to the last few months. You felt a deep knowing that a massive shift was coming. You felt it in your spirit before you could see it with your eyes. Yet every time you tried to step forward, a heavy fog settled over your mind. You lost your momentum. You felt paralyzed by a subtle fear that you could never put into words. That fog was an intentional atmospheric attack designed to keep you from walking through your open door. Heaven sees your tears behind closed doors. God has recorded every silent struggle you endured while pretending everything was fine for the sake of your family. The season of your hidden suffering is officially over. If you feel this truth burning in your heart right now, write the numbers 777 in the comments below as a physical sign of your agreement with heaven. Now I need you to lock your attention on my voice even deeper, because before the floodgates of this blessing can open, you must understand the exact mechanism that has been holding you back. For years you believed this struggle was purely spiritual, but heaven works through order. There is a physical component to your captivity that the enemy has used against you for decades. Now, I want to pause and hold something vital before you as we move deeper into this message. Over the past few years, something extraordinary was uncovered in research laboratories that most spiritually sensitive people have never been told about. Not because it contradicts what is sacred, but because it came from a direction most of us were never trained to watch. A team of dedicated neuroscientists, led by a doctor in New York, spent 20 years studying the human mind under intense pressure. They discovered something profound about the way our interior architecture is constructed, and what they uncovered explains the exact reason why so many chosen ones feel a sudden mental fog whenever they stand on the edge of a major life breakthrough. I am going to reveal the full details of what those scientists uncovered later in this message. But right now, I need you to hold this single question in your mind. What if the heavy fog you feel is not caused by your age? And what if it is not a lack of discipline? What if something vital was systematically taken from you at the physical, neural level? And what if today is the day it gets returned? Hold that question in your spirit while we unpack what heaven is doing in your life right now. God is releasing a billionaire's blessing that will shatter every generational curse of lack attached to your name. But to receive a blessing of this magnitude, your mind must be prepared to hold the weight of glory without collapsing under the pressure. Stay right here, because your transformation starts now. Let us dismantle the greatest lie the enemy ever planted in your mind. For generations, religion told you that poverty was a mark of spiritual purity. You were taught to accept breadcrumbs. You were told to be content with barely surviving while watching wicked systems thrive. But God never created you to beg for sustenance in a world He spoke into existence for your inheritance. Look at the scriptures with fresh spiritual discernment today. Every patriarch called by God was blessed with extraordinary wealth. Abraham was rich in livestock and silver. Solomon possessed wisdom that attracted the vast treasures of nations. Joseph was elevated from a dungeon to manage the economy of Egypt. Poverty was never your spiritual crown, but it was a cage constructed by the enemy to paralyze your divine assignment. The enemy does not care if you go to church. He does not care if you pray quiet prayers in your room. But he becomes absolute terrified when a chosen one begins to understand financial authority. Because when a kingdom wealth steward receives abundance, orphanages are built. Generational curses are broken. Families are freed from debt, and the light of God expands into places darkness once controlled. This is why your financial journey has felt like a relentless war. Every time you stood on the verge of an increase, a sudden storm hit your life. Your car broke down unexpectedly. A medical emergency drained your savings. A business deal fell apart at the last possible minute. These were not random misfortunes, and they were not bad luck. They were targeted strikes calculated to keep you trapped in survival mode. When you are stuck in survival mode, your mind cannot create. Your spirit is constantly exhausted from calculating bills and fighting off anxiety. You spend all your spiritual energy just trying to survive until next month. That is precisely where the enemy wanted you. He wanted to keep your vision small, so you would never realize the massive scale of what God created you to build. Think about the ideas you brushed aside because you lacked the funds to start. Think about the dreams that withered in your heart because the pressure of daily survival consumed your strength. Those ideas were not ordinary thoughts, but they were divine blueprints placed in your spirit by heaven. The enemy knew that if even one of those blueprints expanded, it would dismantle his kingdom in your city. Take a deep breath and release the heavy guilt you have carried. You are not a failure because your bank account does not match your calling. God saw the traps set against you, and He allowed you to pass through the furnace of preparation. The wilderness was never meant to destroy you. It was designed to build an unbreakable humility inside your soul, so wealth would never corrupt your heart. You survived the lean years without losing your faith. You gave away your last dollar when you needed it yourself. You showed heaven that you can be trusted with little, and now the season of testing is coming to a close. The Father is looking at your heart today and declaring that you are ready for the weight of true abundance. Let me speak this truth over your life right now. The wealth God is sending you is not just for your comfort. It is a tool for territorial kingdom expansion. It is the fuel to liberate your children from the rat race forever. It is the breakthrough that will make your family look at you and glorify the God you serve. You are stepping out of the role of a victim and into the authority of a ruler. But here is what you must understand about this coming shift. The enemy knows he can no longer stop the decree of God over your destiny. So he changed his strategy. Since he cannot stop the blessing from leaving heaven, he is trying to disrupt your ability to receive it on earth. He is targeting your nervous system, your focus, and your inner peace. He wants your mind so scattered and foggy that when the opportunity arrives, you do not recognize it. He wants you so fatigued that you lack the energy to take action on the divine ideas God whispers into your spirit. The battle has shifted from your circumstances to your mind. If he can keep your brain operating in partial sync, he can delay the manifestation of your promise. Listen to me very carefully right now. Your mind is the receiver of divine instruction. When your receiver is noisy and cluttered with stress, divine guidance sounds like static. But when your mind is restored to its original design, you move with absolute precision. You see solutions where others see walls, and you recognize opportunities before anyone else even knows they exist. That is why the wilderness season felt so heavy on your physical body. You were not just fighting spiritual battles, but your physical vessel was absorbing the shockwaves of intense spiritual warfare. Heaven is preparing to realign your mind with the frequency of ultimate abundance. Stay locked into this message, because what we are about to unlock next will permanently change how you view your mind. Look back through history and see how heaven operates when a major wealth transfer takes place. Consider Joseph in Egypt. He spent years in isolation, wrongly accused and forgotten in a dark dungeon. Yet in a single day, heaven shifted his entire atmosphere. Pharaoh had a dream that no advisor could interpret, but Joseph possessed the divine discernment to unlock the blueprint. In less than 24 hours, Joseph moved from a prison cell to controlling the vast wealth of the greatest empire on earth. Joseph did not achieve that breakthrough by striving or begging for favors from men. He achieved it because his mind was aligned with heaven, while everyone else was operating in profound confusion. Consider also King David. Before he wore the royal crown of Israel, he was hidden in the dusty wilderness, tending sheep. His own family overlooked him. But in the quiet places of isolation, God was building his interior strength so he could carry the immense weight of a kingdom without losing his soul. Scripture tells us clearly that God gives you the power to get wealth so that he may establish his sacred covenant. Notice that God does not simply drop physical gold coins from the clouds onto your lap. He gives you power. He gives you divine insights, sharp intuition, and the ability to spot opportunities that others walk right past. When the blessing of heaven touches your mind, one divine idea can dismantle 40 years of generational poverty in a single moment. But to receive that level of divine power, your receiver must be completely clear and quiet. When your mind is cluttered with constant anxiety and physical exhaustion, you miss the quiet whispers of divine instruction. You stay stuck, repeating the same destructive financial cycles because your brain is operating in constant survival mode. Heaven is ready to release the blueprint for your billionaire blessing, but you must be prepared to catch the frequency when it arrives. If these words are stirring a deep realization inside your spirit right now, pause for a moment. Hit the like button on this video right now, not for this channel, but so this exact message can reach another chosen one who is fighting in silence today. When you share this light, you tell heaven that you are ready to be a conduit of blessing for others. Subscribe to turn on your notifications so you never miss the divine instructions scheduled for your journey. The enemy has spent years trying to convince you that you are alone in this fight. He wants you isolated so you will doubt the divine calling on your life. But thousands of chosen ones are standing on this exact sacred ground with you right now. You are part of a global remnant rising up to reclaim the resources that belong to the kingdom. Your breakthrough will not only transform your life, but it will release a ripple effect that frees generations after you. Now let us go deeper into what has been holding your physical mind back from holding this weight. The enemy knows that if your brain stays in a state of partial synchronization, your spiritual gifts remain dormant. You can have a heart full of faith and still experience a mind full of fog. Faith opens the door of heaven, but a synchronized mind allows you to walk through that door and build tangible results in the physical world. Think about how many times you received a brilliant idea from God late at night. You felt inspired and full of energy. But when you woke up the next morning, that inspiration was replaced by heavy mental fog. You felt overwhelmed before you even started. That disconnect happens when the two sides of your brain are not communicating properly, leaving your great potential trapped behind a wall of physical fatigue. Now, I want to close the loop that has been open since the beginning of this message. Earlier, I told you about something uncovered in research laboratories that I promised to return to. I waited until this exact moment to bring it forward, because what those neuroscientists found is not just interesting information. What they found is a physical solution, and a solution only becomes truly valuable once you understand the full shape of the spiritual and physical problem it solves. You now understand the full shape of the problem. You understand that your struggle was never a lack of faith, and it was never a character flaw. The fog you felt was a physical blockage keeping your mind from receiving the full magnitude of your inheritance. Heaven is setting the stage for a divine transfer of resources into your hands. As we step into the next part of this message, prepare your heart for a profound confrontation with the hidden blocker that has delayed your promise. Stay right here, because your moment of total liberation is at hand. Now we reach the absolute climax of this message. We must confront the hidden blocker that has quietly delayed your financial breakthrough for years. You have blamed the economy. You have blamed toxic family members. You have even blamed the enemy for constantly attacking your funds. But heaven wants to reveal a radical truth to your soul today, because the most dangerous weapon the enemy used against you was not an external attack. It was a secret agreement you signed in the dark places of your mind without even realizing it. You made a hidden agreement with limitation. Early in life, you watched people with money act with cruelty and greed. Your subconscious mind connected wealth with corruption. You became terrified that if you became wealthy, you would lose your humility or turn away from God. So whenever heaven tried to pour out abundance, your interior system panicked. You subconsciously pushed the money away to protect your spiritual purity. You sabotaged your own success because you were afraid of your own divine power. Hear this prophetic truth right now. Poverty is not purity. Poverty is a cage that restricts your ability to fulfill your destiny. You were taught to shrink yourself so others would feel comfortable around you. You played small for so long that smallness became your identity. And every time you tried to step into abundance, you felt a strange guilt telling you that you were asking for too much. But God did not create you to fit into tiny rooms built by mediocre minds. You were created to shift atmospheres, build legacies, and command resources for the kingdom of light. This is the exact moment where the trap of poverty is completely destroyed in your life. Here is the prophetic decree heaven is releasing over you today. The decree of delay is officially cancelled. You are breaking the covenant with lack that was passed down through your bloodline. The billionaire blessing is not a luxury, but it is a divine assignment of kingdom governance. God is giving you the wealth to protect your family and fund the work of heaven on earth. Place your hand on your heart right now and feel the truth of these words. Speak this out loud with me if you can. I revoke every hidden agreement with limitation. I break every curse of poverty over my family line. I am not a victim of circumstance, but I am a kingdom wealth steward called to lead. The moment you make that declaration in faith, something shifts permanently in the unseen realm. The legal right of the enemy to hold your wealth is broken forever. Look at what happens when a chosen one steps into this revelation. The fear of success evaporates. The guilt of wanting abundance melts away. You realize that wealth in the hands of a righteous person is a lethal weapon against darkness. You stop asking for permission from people who do not carry your vision. And when you walk into a room, you carry the quiet confidence of someone who knows that the Most High stands behind every single step you take. You have endured the crucible of preparation. You passed the test of isolation. You stayed faithful when you had nothing, and now heaven is trusting you with much. The wilderness season did not destroy you, but it refined your heart, so wealth will never become your idol. You are ready to carry the weight of glory without collapsing under the pressure. The doors that were locked for decades are swinging open right now by divine command. The spirit of delay is fleeing from your household. The unexpected emergencies designed to drain your savings are being cut off at the root. Heaven is restoring the years that the locusts have eaten in your finances. Your children will not inherit your debts, but they will inherit the foundation of a kingdom legacy that you built through obedience today. Rise up in your spirit, because the mantle of wealth stewardship is falling upon you right now. You are no longer asking for breadcrumbs from the table of the world. You are stepping up to steward the table itself. The ideas in your mind will no longer die in the soil of fear, but they will sprout into trees of generational abundance. Heaven has registered your obedience today. The cycle of surviving from paycheck to paycheck ends in this exact moment, and the era of divine expansion begins. Now stay locked into my voice for this next sentence. What I am about to show you next will connect everything you have felt in your own journey with a breakthrough discovered in a research lab. And that connection is going to explain something about your life that nothing else has ever explained before. Stay right here, because your complete physical and financial restoration is unfolding right now. Once that profound internal shift clicks inside your spirit, something miraculous begins in your daily life. You stop viewing your financial struggles as a flaw. You understand that God called you to be a kingdom wealth steward, but your vessels struggled to hold that destiny. The heaviness was not defeat, but a sign that your receiver needed restoration. Heaven has purged away the lies of poverty that kept you shrinking in fear. You now see the full shape of the warfare and the physical reality that delayed your progress. You are a generational cycle breaker, chosen to lead your family into abundance. Now that your vision is clear, you are ready to address the physical receiver, so every instruction lands with clarity. Remember the question I asked you to hold near the beginning of this message. I asked, what if the heavy fog you feel is not caused by age or lack of discipline? I asked, what if something vital was taken from you at the neural level, and what if today it gets returned? The answer to that question is where this part of our journey leads right now. In 1981, Dr. Roger Sperry received the Nobel Prize for a discovery in split brain research. He proved that the human mind was designed for complete hemisphere synchronization. When both sides communicate, you enter whole brain activation, where creative genius flows effortlessly. Studies showed that 98% of young children operate in this state. Yet as we grow older, modern stress and sensory overload shut down that synchronization. Less than 1 in 1,000 adults keep their brain hemispheres synchronized. This is not a spiritual failure, but a physical reality of our modern world. When your brain operates in partial sync, divine inspiration gets lost in a fog of mental fatigue. A nurse from California described how she spent years feeling like life was happening to her. Her mind felt foggy despite her devotion, but after 10 days of restoring her brain synchronization, she said a channel blocked for years opened and an invisible pressure lifted off her household. A man from Texas who carried the financial burdens of his family described a similar shift. He said his prayers felt like speaking into a wall because his mind was exhausted. 2 weeks after addressing his receiver, he woke up to find his mind running on full power and the heavy fog completely vanished. You might wonder if restoring your mind requires thousands of dollars or complex training. Dr. Daniel Barone and his team of neuroscientists in New York spent 20 years refining a clinical protocol to make this accessible. While in-person sessions cost hundreds of dollars an hour, he removed middlemen so chosen ones can still restore their receiver. They took clinical neural sync technology used in medical settings and compressed it into an 8-minute targeted auditory sequence. You put on headphones, close your eyes, and listen for 8 minutes a day. They call it the Genius Switch. It is not a soundtrack or a meditation app. It is a sequence engineered on Nobel Prize research to restore whole brain activation. The Genius Switch is not for everyone. It is for the chosen one who understands that God prepared not only the promise, but also the mind that walks into it. It is for the person faithful in isolation who is ready to stop treating mental fog as a character flaw. Most people will scroll past, but you stayed because your spirit recognizes that your receiver is being prepared for an inheritance. Colleagues of Dr. Daniel Barone believed this protocol should be priced at $500 based on clinical results. It was listed for $49 to cover costs. But to ensure every Kingdom Wealth steward on this page can access it today, the complete protocol is available for $39. That is a one-time investment to own the sequence forever. When you receive the protocol today, you also receive 4 free gifts. You receive a guided visualization for abundance, a smart grocery shopping guide to eliminate foods that cause brain fog, a classic manifestation book, over 100 years old, and a 5 habits infographic. Everything is protected by a 100% ironclad money-back guarantee, so you can test it risk-free. Every week your mind stays in partial synchronization. Is another week divine opportunities pass unnoticed. What heaven arranged for your family deserves a receiver operating at full capacity. The $39 access is not guaranteed beyond this page because the price will rise as clinical demand increases. Your breakthrough requires your physical agreement today. Be careful if you search for similar names on public platforms, because the team of Dr. Barone found that knockoff tracks lack true neural sync technology. The authentic protocol lives only on their official page. The verified link is waiting in the description below this video and in the first pinned comment. You can read every detail on their secure page before making your decision. Remember that this tool does not replace God, and it does not replace your daily obedience. A tool cannot surrender your heart, and it cannot pray for you. But a tool that restores your physical receiver gives the divine instructions. God speaks more of what they were designed to land in. Step through that door if your spirit confirms this truth and prepare for the final seal. Take a deep breath right now and quiet your spirit. We have uncovered the spiritual warfare waged against your finances, and we have exposed the hidden agreement that kept you shrinking in fear. Now we stand at the sacred threshold where divine revelation turns into physical manifestation in your life. You are not leaving this message the same way you arrived. The heavy atmosphere of exhaustion is lifting from your shoulders right now. Place your hand over your heart right now as a physical sign of your agreement with heaven. Feel the pulse of life in your chest. Remember that you were spoken into existence for such a time as this. You are not an accident of nature, but you are a divine appointment scheduled before the foundation of the world. What God is releasing over your household today cannot be cancelled by the plans of men. Speak these sacred words out loud with me right now, or echo them deep within your soul. Heavenly Father, I stand before you today as your chosen one, washed in your grace and clothed in your divine authority. I completely renounce every covenant of poverty made by my ancestors or spoken over my life. I break the hidden agreements with limitation that kept my mind trapped in survival mode for decades. I declare that the spirit of delay is permanently severed from my bloodline today. The unexpected financial emergencies designed to drain my strength are cut off at the root by divine decree. I receive the mantle of a Kingdom Wealth steward with a humble heart. I decree that the doors locked against my family for generations are now swinging open by the command of the Most High. Father, pour out your supernatural wisdom upon my mind so that I may recognize every divine opportunity you place before me. Realign my interior receiver so that I hear your quiet directions with crystal clarity in every situation. Grant me the courage to take bold physical action when you show me the path to abundance. I promise to use every resource you entrust to my care to advance your light. I declare that my children and the children of my children will never have to beg for bread in the streets. They will inherit a foundation of unshakable faith, divine wisdom, and generational prosperity that starts with my obedience today. The curse of debt ends in my living room, and the legacy of kingdom influence begins in my household right now. I step into my true identity as a celestial ruler. Feel the divine peace settling over your mind in this very moment. The heavy weight that sat on your chest this morning has been replaced by the quiet confidence of heaven. You do not have to strive or compete with the world anymore, because what God has reserved for you cannot be given to anyone else. The billionaire blessing is already in motion, and it is navigating through the noise to find you. Over the next 72 hours, pay close attention to the thoughts and synchronicities that enter your atmosphere. You will notice a sudden sharpness in your intuition that was missing for years. Ideas that felt confused will suddenly become simple and clear. Unexpected phone calls and alignment opportunities will begin to manifest because the spiritual blockages over your name are destroyed. Do not be surprised when doors that were closed in your face suddenly open without you even knocking. When heaven moves on your behalf, men will favor you without knowing why, and systems that once opposed you will align to serve your assignment. You survived the wilderness, and now you are stepping into the harvest prepared for you through years of silent tears. If you receive this prophetic seal deep in your spirit today, write the words, "I receive my blessing," in the comments section right now. Type it with absolute conviction as an unbreakable physical mark of your spiritual agreement with heaven. Let your comments stand in the digital atmosphere as a testimony that you have officially stepped out of lack and into divine abundance. Hit the like button on this video right now to send a powerful signal across the digital realm that light is expanding today. When you hit like, you help this message reach another chosen one who is praying for a financial miracle in their hour of isolation. Subscribe to this channel immediately and turn on all notifications so you never miss the next divine instruction heaven is preparing for your journey. May the Lord bless you and keep you in all your ways as you step into this new dimension. May He cause His holy face to shine upon you and grant you unshakable peace in your mind and in your home. May your hands produce extraordinary fruit, and may your name be remembered as the one who broke the cycle and brought honor back to your family line. Go forth in power, chosen one, for your season of glory has officially arrived.